Hey guys, so I've been wanting to make this video for a little while now. Lucy Moon uploaded a video sometime last year called My Sister Has ADHD or something along the lines of that, in which she got her sister to kind of explain her ADHD and how it has developed through the years of her life. My brother has ADHD and he also has autism. I really wanted to talk about that, obviously not in a personal way, but just in general, because a lot of people know that autism is a thing and know that it's fairly common, but don't know little facts about it. This is going to be a lot like my dermatillomania video, because I want to start making, maybe not a series, but a collection of videos in which I do talk about mental illnesses or topics that people may know about, but not know all the little facts about them. So last time I had an iPad which I could use because I was at my nan's house. I don't have an iPad anymore, so I've got my little book of random crap which I got for Christmas, and I've been writing lots of little ideas in this. So let's get started with the video. I would just like to also point out before I start this video, I do not really have much knowledge about autism, but I have had personal experience with it because I spend every day with my younger brother. He only has mild autism, so it doesn't really affect us majorly. However, it's still there. So anything I'm saying I have got off the internet, so it may not be completely accurate, but I got it off the National Autistic Society website, which I will have linked in the description, because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't write down because I thought you can go and look for it yourself if you're really that interested. So, the first thing I did was I googled the definition of autism, and it says it is a mental condition present from early childhood, characterised by great difficulty in communicating and forming relationships with other people and in using language and abstract concepts. The basic definition and the way I explain autism is that you have social and learning difficulties. You may not really know how to deal with social situations or how to communicate with a person as easily. For example, my brother doesn't understand my sarcasm, which isn't great because I can be very sarcastic sometimes and he doesn't understand what I mean, so I then have to continue to explain what I mean so that he doesn't know I'm joking around. There is that idea that they don't really understand as easily as some other people may understand, because they do have that difficulty. And with learning difficulties as well, it kind of comes along with the social thing. They just don't pick up on information as easy and they don't really understand it or are able to get their heads around it as much. So, first thing I've written down here is autism is a spectrum. Like I said at the start of the video, my brother has very mild autism and some people can have very severe autism. All autistic people share qualities, but they are affected differently. So, every autistic person has learning difficulties and social difficulties, but depending on your social situation, that may be a little bit different, and depending on your age, it will also be different. For example, if someone were to be 30, they would deal with learning difficulties a lot differently than someone who was 12 and was in full-time education. I did not know this. I knew that autism was fairly common because when I was in primary school, a boy in my class had autism. A boy in my class, or my year group, currently has autism, and my brother has autism. So I knew it was fairly common. However, around 700,000 people in the UK are living with autism. Anyone can be autistic, but it's more common in men than in women. I kind of got the idea that it was more common in men than women, simply from observation. Everyone I know who is autistic is male, and I don't believe I know any females who are autistic. There's a video I saw on Facebook a while ago, and I'm going to see if I can find it, and if I can, it will be linked down below. And it kind of focused on this next point a lot easier. Some autistic people say that life in the world can be overwhelming, which can cause anxiety. The video I found, it basically showed you life through an autistic person's eyes. And there was a little young boy walking through a shopping centre, and there are things which say that autistic people may have more amplified sound. For example, my brother doesn't like loud sounds, and this is because it may be slightly more amplified or apparent to him and other autistic people. If I find the video, it will be down below. I really hope I can, because it's a very important video and it really helps you understand a lot more, because when you hear things, it doesn't really work as much as when you actually experience it or see it for yourself. The next little subheading I have is about diagnosis, because I didn't really understand it myself either. I just know that one day my mum said, "Your brother has autism," and I didn't know how it could be found out. Really, I don't know how any mental illness can be discovered because it's difficult to understand someone else's head. But yeah. Diagnosis is usually conducted by a multidisciplinary team, including a speech and language therapist, a paediatrician, a psychiatrist, and or a psychologist. I know for a fact my brother had a speech and language therapist because every so often my mum would say, Matt's got to go to speech therapy today, so we won't be here when you're at home or when you wake up, for example. I don't know what that consisted of, but yeah, that's, if you want to look it up, look it up. I didn't, because I felt like not everyone would want to hear details about that. If they wanted to, they would. In order for a diagnosis, people will usually have been assessed as having had persistent difficulties in social situations and restricted or repetitive patterns of behaviours, activities or interests. I have a perfect example for this. My brother loves gaming, and I feel like a lot of people who are autistic love gaming or iPads. iPads are very helpful for autistic children, and Minecraft is apparently very, very good. My brother loves Minecraft, and I'm not sure who it was, but someone said to my mum before, Minecraft is wonderful for autistic people because it is the idea that you can create your own world and there are no boundaries. So because obviously some autistic children, or the majority of autistic children, have this idea of they may not understand the world as easy, or they may feel restricted or whatever. In Minecraft, you could just do whatever and it's fine. But really, gaming in general is one of my brother's main interests and has always been since he was 3. And I think that is partly because it is also one of my interests. So I'm always playing it and he's always playing it, and it's a good way for us to bond. Causes. It is still being investigated. Research shows that both genetic and environmental factors may account for differences in development. It is not the fault of the person, their upbringing or their social circumstances for why they have autism. And lastly, the cure. There is no cure, but there is a range of strategies and approaches which can help aid an autistic person and their family. An example of this is my brother went to a nurture group, which is pretty much like a nursery or a play group, whatever you call it. It's just meant that he could learn or relearn basic sort of social things. Honestly, I don't really know, I never went. But I know that he did a performance once, and he did like music and he did little performances, and there were lots of other different children there. It wasn't just for autistic children. There were lots of different people with different disabilities, or they may have been really bad socially. It was mainly for children who were struggling and needed a little helping hand. But yeah, that is everything I wrote down. I will put in links to videos and to websites down below if you want to venture out some more into the facts about autism. One thing I would like to say, because I've had personal experience with both my brother and people in my school, do not treat autistic people like they are an outsider. They are just exactly like us. They just need a little helping hand sometimes. They can still be as funny as us, they can still come to parties, and they can still do all of this stuff. They just may not understand everything or be able to interact as easy. But if you ever see someone being discriminated or ridiculed simply because they are autistic, stop it. I know it's so difficult to step up, but they are just a human like one of us. There's no need to make fun of them or cut them out of any social gathering or experience simply because they are autistic. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.